and welcome to... Can you hear me? Können Sie mich hören? Klaus, turn that damn thing off! Okay, besser. Welcome to Grundkurs English, and sorry about that, but did you recognize the sound? It's like music to my ears. My favorite car sounds like that. Here, oh, here. Yeah, I brought a picture for you. Isn't it beautiful? It's a DB Mark III, and es hat überhaupt nichts zu tun mit Deutsche Bahn. James Bond is driving one of these babies, of course, with some special equipment. And there we are, at today's literature. Ian Fleming invented James Bond, and yes, there were books before the movies. And our grammar agent, Carolyn, will show us the present perfect and the present perfect continuous today. But first, as promised, Bond. James Bond. Our piece of literature for today is from Goldfinger. Mr. Bond is on a mission in his Aston Martin DB3 to the famous town of Sandwich. Don't worry if you don't understand every word. It's a lot of spy language. Yeah, he's here.
Bond settled back into second and let the car idle. He reached for the white gunmetal case of Moreland cigarettes on the neighboring bucket seat, fumbled for one and lit it from the dashboard. He had chosen the A2 in preference to the A20 to Sandwich because he wanted to take a quick look at Goldfinger Land, Recalver and those melancholy forsaken reaches of the Thames which Goldfinger had chosen for his parish. He would then cross the Isle of Thanet to Ramsgate and leave his bag at the Channel Packet, have an early lunch and be off to Sandwich. The car was from the pool. Bond had been offered the Aston Martin or the Jaguar 3.4. He had taken the DB3. Either of the cars would have suited his cover, a well-to-do, rather adventurous young man with a taste for the good, the fast things of life. But the DB3 had the advantage of an up-to-date triptych, an inconspicuous colour, battleship grey, and certain extras which might or might not come in handy. These included switches to alter the type and colour of Bond's front and rear lights if he was following or being followed at night, reinforced steel bumpers, fore and aft, in case he needed to ram, a long-barreled Colt 45 in a trick compartment under the driver's seat, a radio pickup tuned to receive an apparatus called the Homer, and plenty of concealed space that would fox most customs men. Bond saw a chance and picked up 50 yards, sliding into a 10-yard gap left by a family saloon of slow reactions. The man at the wheel, who wore that infallible badge of the bad driver, a hat clamped firmly on the exact center of his head, hooted angrily. Bond reached out of the window and raised an enigmatically clenched fist. The hooting stopped.
Nowadays, renting a car is as easy as 1, 2, 3. You book it online, and when you arrive to your destination, you pick it up and drive away. If everything would be so perfect in life, it would be boring. And the English grammar is, well, what do you think, Carolyn? Is there anything we can learn from this car rental experience?
Na, was für eine Frage, Eric. Aber natürlich. Heute haben wir etwas besonders Schönes für Sie. Zumindest der Name ist schön. Die vollendete Gegenwart. Ach ja. Als Grammatik ist sie leider nicht so schön, die vollendete Gegenwart. Die Form heißt zwar Present Perfect Simple, also auch einfaches Perfekt, aber so einfach ist sie leider nicht. Für uns Deutsche ist das wohl eine der schwierigsten Zeitformen des Englischen, weil sie nämlich im Englischen eine andere Funktion hat als bei uns. Im Deutschen ist das die Form wie bei Ich habe gegessen. Sie drückt also die Vergangenheit aus. Im Englischen allerdings hat sie eine Brückenfunktion zwischen Vergangenheit und Gegenwart. Es interessiert dabei weniger, wann etwas stattgefunden hat, sondern wichtig sind die Auswirkungen auf die Gegenwart. Bevor wir uns ein paar Beispiele von Erics Amerikareise anschauen, zeige ich Ihnen noch kurz, wie die Form überhaupt gebildet wird. Sie sehen, die Form wird aus have bzw. has bei der dritten Person Singular und dem sogenannten Past Participle des Verbs gebildet. Jetzt haben wir hier noch einmal alle Konjugationen. He, she, it has done und we, you, they have done. Dann ist das Past Participle von to do. So, jetzt schauen wir uns ein paar Beispiele bei Eric an.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm
Excellent.
all right. I just arrived and I would like to rent a car. I have already made a reservation.
Do you have the reservation number?
Yes, I do. It's 6467.
Have you ever rented a car from us, sir?
Yes, I have. I've been renting a car from your agency for a long time.
And how often have you rented a car from us?
I have lived in Europe for 15 years now. To answer your question, I've rented a car from your agency at least 15 times.
Do you have a valid driver's license and a major credit card, please?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. How many days would you like to rent the car?
For 10 days, please.
10 days. Do you have an idea where you want to go? We offer electronic tour guides.
Well, I'll be in Boston. No, I don't need an electronic tour guide. Thank you.
One moment while I process your order.
Let me call up Uncle Mike. Hi. Uncle Mike, how are you? Yeah, I just landed. Yeah, I'm at the car rental agency. Okay, I'll see you in about a half hour. All right, bye-bye.
There you are. I have all your information in the computer. So, here's your key. This is the registration, and this is the delivery survey form. Please fill that out and hand it to the person at the gate. And the car is parked up front, right in front of the building.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Enjoy your stay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, Eric, du hast schon genug gearbeitet heute. Jetzt ruh dich erst mal aus und schalte in den mentalen Leerlauf, während ich mich um deine Grammatik kümmere. Ich habe ja vorhin gesagt, dass das Present Perfect Simple eine Brücke zwischen Vergangenheit und Gegenwart schlägt. Passen Sie noch einmal bei diesem Beispiel gut auf.
I have already made a reservation.
I have already made a reservation. Die in der Vergangenheit abgeschlossene Handlung, die Reservierung des Mietwagens, hat Einfluss auf die Gegenwart. In Folge 6 hatten wir über das Past Simple gesprochen, das wir verwenden, wenn etwas abgeschlossen ist. Das Present Perfect Simple verwenden wir eben, wenn eine Handlung aus der Vergangenheit noch andauert oder gerade eben in der Gegenwart beendet wurde. Diese Grafik macht den Unterschied deutlich. I arrived yesterday. Das ist vorbei, gestern angekommen, heute nicht mehr. I have just arrived ist gerade eben erst passiert. Im Deutschen ist der Unterschied zwischen ich sah ihn und ich habe ihn gesehen nicht so groß. Die Bedeutung ist gleich. Im Englischen muss man aber schon schauen, ob man das Past Simple oder das Present Perfect Simple wählt. Jetzt habe ich was Schönes für Sie, die Jenny-Regel. Das Present Perfect Simple wird verwendet bei unbestimmten Zeitangaben, bei den Jennys. Wenn Sie eines dieser Wörter in einem Satz benutzen möchten, dann nichts wie her mit dem Present Perfect Simple. Und weiter geht's mit dem fröhlichen Automieten und 2 weiteren Einsatzmöglichkeiten für das einfache Present Perfect.
How often have you rented a car from us, sir?
I have rented your cars at least 15 times.
Der gute Mann am Schalter fragt nach dem Ergebnis von Erics Handlung in der Vergangenheit. How often have you rented a car from us? Und Erics Antwort ist dieses Ergebnis, at least 15 times. Er antwortet im Present Perfect Simple, da es sich um das Ergebnis einer Handlung in der Vergangenheit handelt, das in der Gegenwart eine Rolle spielt. Jetzt übergebe ich erstmal an Eric. Eric, vielleicht hättest du lieber ein Fahrrad ausleihen sollen. Fahrradfahren soll ja auch gut für die Figur sein.
Chicken Dentori. How about a Rogan Josh?
Eric, what are you doing?
Oh, sorry. Ja, ich habe ein bisschen Hunger. Also übrigens, wir Amerikaner halten nichts von Radfahren. Das verbraucht zu wenig Benzin und macht viel zu wenig Krach. Well, back to the important things. Essen. Food. I think it's time to call a cowboy.
Hi, how are are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
Good. May I take your order, please?
Yes, please. I'll have the menu, please.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'll take this menu, please.
Oh, this is the menu.
Okay. I think it's time to call a cowboy. Hey, cowboy. I have a problem communicating. Can you please come to the rescue?
Okay, I'm coming to the rescue. Seems to be the problem, partner.
Ich möchte ein Menü bestellen, aber die Bedienung gibt mir immer nur diese Speisekarte.
Kein Problem. Das deutsche Wort Menü hat mehrere Bedeutungen. Auf Englisch hat das Wort Menu nur eine. Erstens, Menü als Computermenü oder Speisekarte ist gleich Menü. Beispiel, kannst du mir bitte die Speisekarte geben? Can you please give me the menu? Und zweitens, Menü als ein Essen mit mehreren Gängen ist gleich a meal with several courses. Beispiel, ich nehme das Menü mit ein Bier, bitte. I'll take the meal with the 3 courses, please, and a beer.
Thank you, cowboy. Now I know the difference between menu and menu.
It's a pleasure, partner. Just remember one thing. When you find yourself in a hole, the first thing you do is stop digging. The second thing you do is call a cowboy. Ja, ich nehme Menü Nummer 3 bitte, ein Bier und die 820. Okay, Dankeschön. Auf Wiederhören. Now I'm really hungry. I'm so hungry I could eat an ox. But my hunger just has to wait. I have to take all of you to the end of this episode before I can start eating. Did you hear that? That's the kind of host I am, responsible and goal-oriented. Yeah. So, I will just have to ignore my stomach and suffer for all of you and for all of your vocabulary. Here it is. Nice car. Windows, no cracks. Rearview mirror's okay. Tires. Okay, air pressure. All right. Rearview mirror. No cracks. English is a funny language. You got bubblegum English, cup of tea English. That explains why we park our car in the driveway and drive our car on the parkway. A quote from an unknown author. Who was that man? English is a funny language. And it gets funnier when Americans and British meet each other and, for example, talk about cars. In Goldfinger, people hoot, and Americans like moi, we honk. It is the same sound, but 2 different words. But there are more in Say It Again, Sam. Trunk. Boot. Truck. Lorry. Gas. Petrol. Hood. Bonnet. Backup lights. Tail lights. License plate. Number plate. Parking lot. Car park. Windshield. Windscreen. Americans and Brits might fight over some words, but there are some things that we all agree on. Canadians have the funniest accent. Oot and a boot. And no, Canada is not part of the United States of America, but enough of those typical cliches. Here are some hard facts about the land of the maple leaf.
Canada is a country in North America, lying between the Atlantic in the east and the Pacific in the west. Wild coastline marks Canada's boundaries. Measured by area, Canada is the second biggest landmass on Earth after Russia, and nearly 28 times bigger than Germany, but has only approximately 32 million inhabitants. Canada is a typical immigration country. In 2006, more than 6 million immigrants lived here. Canada is an important industrial state, offers work opportunities, and is one of the wealthiest nations in the world. Over 200 languages are spoken in Canada. The official languages are English and French. Most Canadians live in the south of the country. Why? Because high up in the north, temperatures climb above freezing point for only a few months in the year. The capital of Canada is Ottawa and lies on the river of the same name. Above the Ottawa River, the pompous Parliament building with its Big Ben-like architecture is reminiscent of the colonial days of the British Empire in Canada. The British Crown is still head of state. Changing of the guard in front of Parliament. Here the traditions of the Scots and the English are held high. The busbies, the bearskin headpieces, hail from Canada. The ones the guards in London wear are also made in Canada. British impressions too on the Byward Market. Since 1826 it has been the heart of the elegant and cultivated metropole. Victorian facades and various market stalls await the visitor. You could be forgiven for thinking you were somewhere in England.
You'll have the chance to see more of Canada in the next episode of Grundkurs. Carolyn, don't you think you need to finish something before you start ordering?
Mango Chicken, Mango Lassi. Du wirst hier geparkt. Danke, Eric, dass du mich daran erinnerst. Sorry. Ach ja, klar. Wir müssen noch unsere heutige Grammatik zu Ende bringen. Present Perfect Simple haben wir ja schon geschafft. Jetzt steht noch die zweite Perfektform an. Das Present Perfect Continuous. Und das sieht so aus. Also have bzw. has plus been plus ing-Form des Verbs. So, und jetzt haben wir hier gleich noch eine Grafik für Sie. I have been waiting seit geraumer Zeit auf mein indisches Takeaway zum Beispiel. Aber das nur nebenbei. Noch etwas anderes Betrübliches. Zur Illustration des Present Perfect Continuous bleibt es uns leider nicht erspart, noch einmal reinzuschauen. Und zwar in Erics hochintellektuelle Konversation mit dem Autoverleiher.
I have been renting cars from your agency for a long time now.
Eric mietet also schon lange bei dieser Firma Autos und er tut es immer noch. Deshalb verwendet er hier die Verlaufsform des Perfekts. Die Handlung, das Automieten, dauert noch an. Erkennbar auch an den Wörtchen for und since. Sie bedeuten seit. Vorsicht, im Deutschen gibt es keinen Unterschied. Schauen wir uns das Ganze mal im Englischen an. Im Englischen verwenden wir eben für einen Zeitpunkt since, wie since yesterday oder since Monday. Und für einen Zeitraum for. For a minute, for 2 years. Since und for sind, wie bereits erwähnt, ein Hinweisschild. Achtung, perfekt verwenden.
And I want a Hinweisschild. And it would say, fertig. And our grammar agent is fixed and fertig. If I had another Hinweisschild, it would say, ich habe Hunger.
Okay, Eric, ich habe verstanden. Wir müssen langsam zum Ende kommen. Übrigens, gegen den Hunger kann dein Grammar Agent vielleicht was tun. Schau, was ich hier habe. Magst du auch was?
Nah, I called the cowboy and he's already come to the rescue. He's bringing me something.
Auf den ist echt Verlass. Also, bye, Eric.
But we cannot end this episode without a visit to our cozy little bar. The Bavarian would say, gemütlich. Let's see what our Bavarian friend with the lederhosen has to say.
Thank you, man.
I'll tell you what, these cabs here really stink. It takes forever to get one.
If I heard you right, you think my cap smells? I have this since I graduated from college.
No. Cab. Not cap. Cab.
Cab heißt Taxi. Cab. Cap heißt Mütze. Cap. Before I go and find the food I ordered earlier today, I will send you into the language zone. Food for the brain. You're talking in a different language, hoping everyone understands you. Beyond the language, there is another dimension, a dimension of articulation, a dimension of self-confidence, a dimension of knowledge. You are moving in a land of both listening and comprehension. You are now entering the language zone. Many people know him as Bond, James Bond, or 007. As we listen to In Fleming's Goldfinger, Mr. Bond was zipping around in his Aston Martin DB3 to investigate the gold-obsessed Goldfinger's parish. Goldfinger is one of the more memorable villains to cross paths with James Bond. Does Mr. Bond catch up to Goldfinger? Who really is Goldfinger? Find out by reading the rest of the book and not by watching the movie. Vacationer Eric finally makes it back to his homeland. Eric needs to get around Massachusetts somehow, and the best way would be by renting a car. Eric rents a car, not the kind of car James Bond would, to get him from point A to point B. In the conversation at Rock Car Rentals between Eric and the rental agent, present perfect was used. For example, I have just arrived, or how often have you rented a car from us? Have or has plus the past participle forms the present perfect. Perfect. Go west, young man. And we did. This time we introduced you to Canada. We learned some stuff about the wild country in the north of American continent. Who was that man in the leather boots? Oh, it was our cowboy. He actually helped us with the word menu. Now we know the difference between the German word menu and the English word menu. Humphrey Bogart and Sherlock Holmes once again proved their point how American English and British English are unlike each other. At least now we know some automobile expressions in American and British English. So the next time any one of you goes on a holiday or vacation, we know which words to use. And once again, the annoying Bavarian in Boston helped us phonetically understand the difference between cab, and cab. So now I'm off as well. Ich höre. Okay. My grammar agent, Carolyn, has just informed me that Goldfinger stole our food. I guess I have to jump into my dream car DB3 and pick up a burger and fries myself. I'm not feeling too well, so I'll just go through the drive-thru. So, thanks for watching today. Hope to see you next time. Good luck, and auf Wiedersehen.